Welcome to the Leap Stories, and my guest today is Miguel Lopes.
Hi.
Hi,
Great to be here.
Thank you for being with us. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Who you are, where you come from, what do you do? The way you define it, really.
Great. So my name's Miguel. Miguel Lopes from Canada. I'm 24 years old. Growing up, I always kind of had it all. I had really great friends. I was really good at sports, and I was very curious. I was able to get a lot of stimulation outside school through outside projects that were in addition to my schooling, because I found school a little bit
boring.
A little bit. And I grew up, and then I hit the age of 19, and I kind of realized that I exist. You know? I think the basic problem or anxiety that we all have in life is that we get to this point in life, whether it's at 19 or whether it's at 60 or whether it's your midlife crisis, and you realize that you're like an existing thing on this planet. And that really hit me hard when I was about 19, and I had debilitating anxiety for about 6 months. Like, I remember being in my gym class and just looking at my gym teacher, just spinning and just for like 6 months straight. And it was really, really hard process to go through.
Yeah.
Now that I know I exist, I want to figure out what it is. So I went to college, I went to university, didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know my passions really, but I went to university in business finance because I thought it would be just a good first basic step to take. And through university, I kind of got into alternative lifestyle, alternative health, a little bit of conspiracy stuff, figuring out like that the world's a little different than you think. That there's different forces and different control levers in the world that you think are different. But I was still in this like finance track, this accounting track, and
Which is fairly structured, right?
yeah, yes, very
black and white.
Yeah, so I started to have inklings of synchronicities in the universe. Like at first, it's just like, okay, this is a coincidence. But as they happen more and more, you start to realize that maybe there's something greater, maybe there's something more happening. And me and my best friend at the time, we wanted to explore this, and I felt like I had an amazing, wonderful girlfriend at the time, and I had an amazing parents. I had this amazing job set up for me in one of the most respected companies in the world, and all my friends were all happy for me. But I kind of felt like, I had this life set out in front of me, and I didn't really know who I was. I went on a journey around the world for 6.5, 7 months with my best friend at the time, and we went exploring, and we went deep in these countries. We didn't go to the normal
touristy resorts or touristy areas.
Right. Like, we went into the jungles. We bought a motorbike in Southeast
immersing
Asia.
yourself into
Really immersing yourself, like having massages from locals and like running naked in the woods and just being like an existence on the earth and just really learning. And
what really came out of that journey? What was the journey all about at the end for you?
it really gave me an actualization to what I had conceptually before. So I had all these inklings. Like I used to be really religious, then I became atheist, and then I had all these inklings of the universe and the power and kind of like that God sense, right? You can live a different life. You can live an epic life that is about finding, and I don't like the expression finding yourself, but shedding layers of yourself that aren't actually you.
That journey led you to, was that almost like led you to basically to your actual project that you're working right now on, in a way?
Yeah, so I ended up...
Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So I ended up falling in with kind of this this group that was very on the extreme, on like the monk kind of extreme of like everything is love and everything is pure consciousness. And there's two extremes to life. There's like the extreme ego and there's the extreme like Buddha, right? And I fell in with these kind of people, but they rejected the world. They rejected all senses and all these things as like something that takes you away from the truth, like the true consciousness. And let's just say that is the true consciousness. But why are we born on this earth then? Like if we're meant to experience just like this truth Buddha level of experience on the earth, why would we be on the earth if like
in today's day and age, right?
And I do think that that's the real existence, but at the same time, like I was kind of scared, so that's why I went back to Deloitte. Shoot, can I say the company name?
Yeah, of course you can.
So So I went back to like a really amazing company for the corporate world in that kind of sense, because I was just so extreme on one side that I felt like I needed to get the other extreme to like pull myself back. And through the last few months, I started a side project called BrightEyes, because I believe that quote that everything you've ever experienced can be seen in someone's eyes. When I was around the world traveling, or when you meet someone so amazing, like their eyes just brighten, and you're the sum experience, your eyes are the sum experience of everything you've gone through in life.
And could you just touch, before I take you to my next question, could you just touch upon the 3 pillars of the company or the project?
Yeah, so I've always been that person that looks at the world and has all these different passions, but I didn't feel like I would ever be able to attach myself to one passion. I didn't feel like I'd be able to go into like a farm in Africa and like work with an NGO or something, even though that's like, so incredible. I knew that like I was just a curious person. I was just a person who just wanted to exist and have new relationships and be curious about all these different things. So all these people that have found their one passions and are living an amazing life and are happy, and I'm so happy for them, but I didn't really relate so much to them. Curiosity, authenticity, and passion have always been the thing that gets me the most frustrated with people. And I think that that's always how kind of things work, right? Like if somebody's abused when they're a kid, let's say, for example, they tend to either never get out of that trap, or they want to start like a shelter for abused children or something, because that's the thing that they have been most hurt by and affected
it's a trigger.
by. It's their trigger. So
that's interesting.
So for me, my trigger was looking at people that aren't living an authentic life, that are caught in the culturescape, that aren't being curious all the time, and all
they're
stuff.
just living but not alive.
They're just living and not alive, and that was always my frustration. And like through this Mind Valley experience, I've realized that these people are actually my teachers. Like I wouldn't be I wouldn't have any passion in my life or any authenticity or any curiosity if I didn't see maybe a lack of that in some people and want to grow myself in that area. And then it's like a circle where then if I show that, then they can see that within themselves through me again.
The intention is to really spend time with people who inspire you and who kind of are a living and breathing example of those pillars in a way.
Those pillars in their own way.
In their own way.
But they're also a little bit more in depth in a certain area. Or
so they can serve as role models in a way.
Role models to me. And also because I'm a curious person and I really want to learn a lot of things. Like I don't think that I'm going to be someone who's going to go into like massage therapy or something that's amazing, and I'd love to learn how to massage people, but I don't see myself as being one thing for like 40 years. So I want to go to someone living in South Africa, for example, or something that's an amazing massage therapist. Maybe she does some other healing on the side, all this stuff. I go there for a month. Learn intensely from them. How I give back is just through what I've learned throughout my life and through my authenticity and curiosity and passion towards everything they're doing, and cook for them and then I'll give back later on when things
share it with your audience, right, online.
And share with my audience. So I'd be making how-to videos, articles, picture, artwork, music. I just want to be. I want to like it's like that word be is like just be, just exist. And I figured out that my purpose is to be the living embodiment of being.
What is leap for you? How do you define leap?
Taking a leap. So I have this concept theory that I kind of came up with after my travels for 6 or 7 months. And I call it the courage, faith, grace triangle. So taking a leap is, I think, as humans, we all have so much courage within us. There's so many forces that are keeping us from taking certain acts of courage. But we all have courage in life and all the time in certain aspects. And all you have to do is be aware of those moments. Take those little moments of courage that you do.
That takes you to faith, and having faith that the sum of all the parts that who you are to get to where you are, to take that leap of courage, to have faith that it will work out. And then the grace part of the triangle is that whatever happens, the way it works out, it might be different than you thought. to have the grace to accept that reality based on it was who you are, and it's the sole addition of all you are, and you have the grace to accept whatever outcome it is.
Even if it doesn't work.
Even if it doesn't work out like you thought. And then that gives you that grace, that level of inner peace develops over time with bigger and bigger acts of courage, and it leads you to having greater abilities to have courage.
And if you were really to think about or recall one of your leap moments, really, what could be that one sort of lesson as part of the closing that you could share with our audience?
I found that taking a leap requires courage and these kind of things, but it genuinely requires an openness to everything. And when I say everything, it's like literally everything. Like, we don't know anything, and science always changes, and like something like magic, like something like
that our human brain cannot even comprehend.
Yeah, we can't comprehend, and you just have to accept the possibility that that you don't know, and the fact that you have openness will then automatically bring situations that will have you take leaps. So you don't even have to think of it as like, I need to like face my fear and like leap. Fucking, I need to.
Yeah, it's fine.
I need to get over this leap. I need to have a huge act of courage. Like, no, you just have to be open to everything, and it starts small again. But if you're open to everything, even if you can still have belief systems, you can still have strong systems in place. But if you're open to the fact that it's wrong, that will attract things that challenge your belief systems at whatever pace you need, and it will bring about leaps into your life.
I think that was a pretty powerful way to close. So guys,
thank you.
Be open. Do absolutely everything. I'll just sum it up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel, for sharing your wisdom with us, really.
Thank you.
And your story.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you for...
And thank you guys for watching. And as always, till the next sleep story from Barcelona. Besos.
Besos.
Bye.